EJ, how big a deal is this?
I think it's huge. It's something like 2/3 almost of able-bodied adults getting SNAP benefits aren't working right now. I mean, that's appalling. These are able-bodied adults. Yes, you look at those numbers that were just on the screen. You can see how many of them are in poverty, right? Have little to no income. But for many of these people, that's a choice. And that's not right. This is actually a moral issue. It's not just economic. It is morally wrong that the taxpayer is footing the bill for people who can but are simply choosing not to work. That's not right.
There's some great numbers out there from the federal government, okay? You don't have to go to some obscure think tank somewhere. Federal government telling us nearly 12% of SNAP benefits, or $10.5 billion, were improper last year. The overpayment rate is something like 9.84%. And the national payment error rate, 10.93% in 2024. So we've got issues. Some of it is the government just not administering this program very well. And the rest of it is exactly what EJ was saying. People getting benefits who maybe shouldn't.
Another good thing about COVID is I think this brought to life. I remember my dad in the middle of COVID saying, I can't hire enough people because they're getting paid more to stay at home. And I can't meet the government's per hour wage. I can't do it. And I try to hire them and they laugh at me saying, I'd rather stay home and collect more money than work and collect less money and then pay taxes on the money that you're going to pay me. So I think COVID was a very good example. And I think eye-opening for a lot of small business owners out there who were like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like, people will not come to work because they're getting paid to sit at home. But on the other hand, and Brian, you and I started to get into this debate last week, and I want to bring it up again. I firmly believe in my blood, like you said, there is dignity in work. Work is a moral issue. It's good for the soul. It's good for families. It's good for communities. It's good for your work ethic. It's good for kids to see moms and dads go off to work every day. And I firmly believe that Americans in this country actually do want that. I spoke with a lot of people during COVID, and they said, I don't want another government handout. I want you to let me open my business, open up the economy. I don't want a loan. I want revenue, and I want profit. Brian, you sort of hinted, I think, last week that we're undergoing a shift in society right now where there are some younger workers who don't want to work, maybe, right, where there's sort of this entitlement. And I'm hoping that that isn't the case. I'm hoping that there are still people in the generation that, you know, we all grew up with where there was dignity in work and they wanted to. And I'm wondering is that changing? Is this new generation thinking, nah, I feel entitled. I kind of want to sit home and collect that paycheck. I'm not sure I want revenue. I think I want handouts.
I think as a young person, you're more likely to feel that way if you've gone to college than if you didn't. That actually, I think we like the elite in America want to teach you that somehow work isn't dignifying, or that a program like this, and I haven't checked in with, you know, AOC or Elizabeth Warren yet to find out what they think about this, but I'm guessing they're against it. I'm sure they think that throwing people, that's the wrong word. People moving off of SNAP is somehow immoral to do that. And that is just so dangerous to me, because I agree with you. Work is a dignifying thing. It's how we become adults. And when you've got 2.4 million people who are going to move off of SNAP, and that's still not very many. We've got almost 42 million people on SNAP, more than 1 in 10 Americans. Okay, that's just crazy. So I think it's good that they're going to move off of SNAP through work to a self-sustaining life. And that's what these work requirements are about. 80 hours per month, okay, to receive assistance. That's not a 40-hour work week, obviously, but it does require people to get in the game. And that is the most helpful thing you can do for somebody, is to move them into a game they can play themselves and sustain themselves and their family with.
Can I just say one quick thing here, though? I don't think we get rid of SNAP. I don't want to get rid of SNAP. I think there are people out there who need it and deserve it, and we should be helping. We have to have an open heart to that, right?
But who's calling to get rid of it? I don't think anybody's calling to get rid of it.
No, but I think it could easily be misunderstood what we're saying here, and I don't want it to be misunderstood. We just want the program to be run efficiently. Help the people who need help.